That was a recorded meditation that we played because Nandar's a little under the weather today, and she's here and shown up, which is amazing. And we have her energy, but we don't have her voice. She's protecting it. So Jen and I have stepped in, and we're sort of helping facilitate a little bit.
So welcome everybody. I know some people popped on during the meditation. So today, to lead our discussion, I think, many of you probably saw the description of today and said, oh, I need to be there, right? So we're focused on sort of stress and managing stress. I know there's a lot going on for everybody in everything, it seems, these days, and especially right now. But to take us through this conversation, we have our very own Sevetlana. So we're going to turn it over, but I have to tell you, so Sevetlana, Sue, Michael, William, and I have spent many hours together. Sevetlana is just a true gem of a human, and many of us are in New York or the US. Sevetlana is joining us from overseas, and just truly a lover of spirituality and meditation and nature. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Sevetlana.
Thank you so much, and for the fantastic introduction. Really appreciate. Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever part of the day you have. I have already evening, 6 o'clock here in Switzerland, and it's really my pleasure and honor today to talk to you about a couple of things which I have noticed in the life for myself, and I think that you also may find it useful and helpful. Yeah, so I will share my screen. And here we go. Let's see if you can see it. Fantastic. Yeah, so I would like to start my short talk to you tonight with a saying from one of the most prominent spiritual teachers of our times. You guys may have even better opportunity now to see him working live, Eckhart Tolle, who was born in Germany, lived for quite a while in UK, and then moved to Vancouver, to Canada, but teaches a lot online and also in person across United States. And the message is very simple, but very difficult sometimes to follow. Stress is caused by being here, but wanting to be there. And this is really sometimes a challenge for some of us. As a target for our session tonight, I see a few things. We can recognize the stress, at least, because whenever we recognize something, we're getting aware and we can do something about that. You know, a couple of practical methods, what to do about that for your mind and your body. We come back to that, why these two essential parts of us, and you can reflect and choose something what you think for you the most appropriate, relevant, and efficient. Couple of words about myself. Working many years in international corporate world, in supply chain, in compliance, in risk management, in internal audit. So from the first glance, not much to do with the spirituality, but I'm also very much interested in visiting different yoga retreats, meditation courses, integral medicine. And I had the pleasure to get to know and to meet Nanda 2 years ago almost, and accomplished the full course with her and with my amazing colleagues, Jen and William and Michael. And that was really a amazing opportunity. And I had actually in my life 2 impulses for work in that direction. The first one was quite some while ago, I would say 20 or more years ago, when I came across a book of Dale Carnegie, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And possibly for many of us, the next impulse came 2 years ago in spring 2020, when our trips were canceled by itself. We could not do much in the world, and the attention turned automatically from outwards to inwards. And that was really a great opportunity to work more on ourselves and to work about the meditation, about the stress management, about self-management. And this is really time for that. And everything what I'm sharing with you today is coming from myself, from my practice, from my daily routine, from my internal work. And I do hope you find some of them helpful for you. Yeah, as a reflection, we say, what is the stress and disbalance? What are the signals of that? How do you recognize that? You can ask that yourself. What is that about? What's happening in your emotions, in your body? How do you feel that? How do you know that something is going wrong? Something is really not how you would like it to be. For me, for example, that would be some kind of obsessive thinking. What's going on? How it will turn out? Will it be okay? Will I be okay? Why is that? And all this kind of thinking. And then body starts signaling something, maybe a headache or not very good sleep, or some people tell me that they feel practically the burden on their shoulders, although they're not carrying any heavy things, but still this kind of emotional burden is manifesting itself over the shoulders. That might happen. You may recognize for you other signals or other processes internally or externally, but unfortunately, it's happening to most of us, if not to every one of us. And when we say that we would like to do something about it, as a beginning, as a start, we need to know that there are two parts, the body and the mind. And there is a principal difference. Guess what is that? The body. It's here and now. I'm sitting now on my chair in my room in front of the computer and talking to you. My body is here and now. It cannot be elsewhere. However, my mind can be wandering everywhere in the universe, thinking what happened last weekend, thinking what I need to do during my work project tomorrow, thinking what I'm going to do in a week or in a month. And all these kind of thoughts are practically non-stop going through our head. Knowing these two parts is already a good start. When we know body, always here now, and mind, usually somewhere else, or very often somewhere else, especially if we don't pay attention to that and if we allow it to do whatever it likes to do. Important to also notice that energy follows the attention. As soon as our attention is elsewhere, somewhere in the job project or in the evening news or elsewhere, the energy is also there. It's not within us. And other way around, if we pay attention to us, to our body, to our thoughts, then energy stays with us. The body has very amazing and very special quality, I would say, because it's very intelligent and it's signaling to us very, very fine from the beginning, very, very quiet. Look, something is not really going well. Look, please listen to me. My shoulder is somehow signaling, or my head, but sometimes we're too much busy with our projects, with our family, with our to-do list, and do not pay attention to that. However, it continuing to tell us. And then at some point, when we do not pay attention, it can really be shouting. But hopefully we will not wait for that. What is the solution? We need to address both parts, the body and the mind. Let's see couple of simple things, how and what we can do about that. As a very first and absolutely my favorite practice or method, I will share with you so-called golden yoga triangle. I have learned that through my yoga workshops, but it's not only applicable when you do yoga, it's applicable everywhere at your work, at home, whenever you are sitting with your friends, whenever you are during the work negotiations. And it is the following. First of all, make yourself comfortable. Nobody will make yourself comfortable if you don't do that. Just find a position or posture which is comfortable for you to stay or to sit. Just pay attention to that. Then relax the parts of the body, the muscles or the elements of your body which are not involved currently in some activity. For example, if you're writing the report, maybe your brows can be relaxed. Or if you are talking to someone, maybe your shoulders can be relaxed. And it's already helping a lot because your body is not stressed entirely. It doesn't feel the tension. You are paying attention to that and it will thank you for that. And last but not least, breathe calmly and slowly. We will talk about the breathing more because it's absolutely essential. It's so much important because this is something which accompanies us through whole our life. Sometimes when we are stressed, when we are having some deadline, our breathing become irregular or too short, and then of course it will affect our feeling and our health. You can do like this if you have such a wonderful chair. I have 3 meters away from my work table a yoga mat, so I sometimes take a very short break and using that opportunity to make that a few minutes break. Yeah, then know the most important person in your life. Who do you think is that? Some people tell me, yeah, this is my children, or this is my parents, or this is my spouse. Yeah, they are very much important, but the only person who is spending 24/7 with yourself is you. And that is why, please, care for yourself. Know what is good for you and what can you do more in that direction. Listen to your body. Well, remember, it's very intelligent. It's signaling you some disbalance or some unsatisfaction. And then whenever it's heard, it pays you back and really very thankful for that. Nutrition. Jen in our team is our nutrition guru, and she can teach you how, what, when to eat. But interestingly, nutrition is not only about food, because we consume other things through our eyes, ears, mouth. First of all, our mouth is not only to talk, or not only to eat, but also to talk. Please pay attention to what and how, to whom you're talking. Eyes, you're consuming a lot through the eyes. People say that 80% of the information is coming to us through the eyes. And we need to be very mindful on what we are watching at, what we are looking at. And ears, if we're listening news, which are bringing us some anxiety or fear, of course, this is one thing. If we're listening nice music or talking to our friends, this is completely different nutrition. It's not that obvious from the very beginning. However, it's very, very simple. We consume a lot through our mouth, eyes, and ears, apart from the food. When we see the food, we can choose, this is I like, this is I'm not like, possibly this strawberry I like very much, but this sandwich I will leave aside. This is easy. But with ears and eyes, it's not that simple, because sometimes information is coming so fast to us, especially with our digital media world. It's coming so fast that we sometimes even cannot recognize what happened, and we already feel somewhat not good. One more thing is highly, highly important, and sometimes it's also not that seen from the first glance. I call it digital detox. Some of my friends call it new bio. Having 1 hour or 1 day or 1 week without any gadget, without a tablet, without a mobile phone, without a computer. Just tell your friends, I'm not available for a week or for an hour. And then you just enjoy this peace and calmness and not every time available for answering or chatting online. Discover your unique talents. Possibly you liked to do origami when you were a child and somehow you forgot that, but it will still bring you a lot of joy and fun. Maybe you like something which you were doing but not anymore, and then still will bring you a lot of joy, enthusiasm, energy. For example, I'm dancing tango, which is not that obvious for everyone, but I do enjoy that, and I spent quite some time to learn it and to visit different festivals or events. Do that regularly. If you like it, just do it. Just make fun and enjoy. Mini breaks. It sounds very obvious, but sometimes we're so much in the project, so much in the negotiation. We even forgot to take a cup of coffee or have a short break just to stand up from our chair. Just pay attention to yourself. And fresh air. Whenever you have a chance, opportunity to go outside for a walk, for a short break, not to say that if there is a weekend, I very much like going in the nature for the weekend when the weather allows, and this is absolutely amazing, relaxing and recharging activity. Body, your temple. And now we have a time for a short exercise. I will show you. You're more than welcome to join me if you like. If you don't feel like repeating or copying or making that, you can just look and listen. The very first thing, which I'm very much liking, this is palming. I learned it from one doctor who is living in California now, and he was born, unfortunately, with very, very low sight. He developed his own practice how to improve the sight with natural ways. And the very first and very fundamental exercise from him is palming. You rub your hands as you did at the end of our introduction meditation, and you put it over your eyes. Just to pay attention, not to press that too much, but still make it that way so you prevent the light coming from outside. You do not press neither cheeks nor forehead, but you still have the eyes covered with your palms. And you breathe calmly, deeply, and slowly. And you allow yourself as much time as you can allow. It can be 1 minute during the workday, and can be 20 minutes before you go to bed in the evening. And it's very comforting and very pleasant. Your eyes are pumped and feel cared and very, very good feeling. Yeah. Another one is a bit more active, which I'm very much like. I will show you. It's called shaking meditation. It's coming from Indian teacher Osho. The classical meditation lasts for 15 minutes. I, frankly speaking, would not advise you to start with 15 minutes because it's pretty much work. Of course, you need to pay attention if you have blood pressure or a headache or any kind of disbalance in your body. However, it is looking as following. You simply stand and leave your body moving very, very loose, actually, from thighs. This is the place where you fix your body, and let it shake. The upper part, the arms, the shoulders are very, very loose, and you let it go in the rhythm how you feel it, because at some point the body will know itself. Is it shaking fast or slow? Does it like to have more movements with arms, or make it different? And this is very, very comforting and brings a lot of freedom for your body because it sits a lot. It's very stable for some while, or not having much movement. And this kind of shaking meditation is really brings a lot of freedom to your body. I personally like it very much, although I first time saw it, I said, no, this looks a bit weird, but it's absolutely amazing technique. And I strongly advise you just to try. You get a try, and if you like it, wonderful. If not, you do something else. Yeah, then breathing. As we said, breathing is something which accompanies you through all your life. However, we not pay much attention to that. But the key is to connect to your breathing, to connect and to make it conscious, to pay maybe attention to it at least 2 minutes. Say, okay, how I'm breathing. Is it slow? Is it fast? Is it deep? Is it shallow? What is the air which is coming in and out? Is it cold or already not? Or does it have any smell in it? Maybe no. To make this kind of conscious breathing for a short while, and then you feel thus connectedness with you, with life, with air, with space, and you do it few conscious breath, few conscious breath throughout the day. The beauty is that it's very simple. You can do it everywhere, at the airport, in the office, in the train, in your car, but you connect with yourself. You connect with your body through breathing. Yeah, a couple of other things. Painting and stretching. You can do whatever you can in the office. Maybe you will not be that free, but sometimes you can. And then you send your body whatever it likes. Maybe some shoulder rolling back or some other movements. And one more amazing thing, which I very much like, is self-tapping. Here we have so-called thymus. And this is very important to make a bit of vibration in that, to bring more energy, more life in ourselves. Other important points is inner part of our brows, outer part of our brows, under the eyes, along the collarbones, and again back to the thymus. We do it few seconds. It doesn't cost anything. It's really very short, and it's again connecting with your body. Yeah, last but not least, self-massage. Especially do not forget ears. When we whole day sitting and talking, online calls, different telcos, our ears working really hard. We need to make them a bit of relax, and we do some self-massage, not forgetting our ears. Now we go to our mind. We remember our body is always here now. Our mind is very likely somewhere else if we don't pay attention to that. What we can do about that? Let's have a couple of very simple exercises which, when they become a routine, are very, very helpful. We did that with Nanda in the group. I do it as my daily routine in the evening. Let's have a look. What can we do? Count and acknowledge things which are joyful or working well now. Sometimes we say, yeah, I have something to eat. I have somewhere to live. I have a nice family. It's of course it's good, but it's all here. However, it's not that obvious when we lose something. We immediately realize that it was so nice when it was here. That is why let's just acknowledge that. Let's just appreciate that consciously. This is the trick, and this is the really thing, and do it regularly. Count and acknowledge things, what you are thankful for, or the people whom you're thankful for. Make compliments. Make it as your daily routine. You make your small compliment to your friend, to your colleague, to your family member, to your kids, maybe even to your pets. Why not? Yeah, practice presence. We remember Eckhart Tolle said, the stress is caused by being here, but wanting to be there. That is why presence, being here and now, is highly important, especially in our world. We're so much used to have forward-looking plans, a month ahead, 8 weeks ahead, 3 years ahead. We are somewhere there, but life is here and now. How we connect with that? Let's start with ourselves. We remember that for body, we already have a couple of techniques for breathing, for tapping, for golden yoga triangle. But with the mind, what can we do? Let's observe ourselves. We start with ourselves, with curiosity, but without judgment. This is really the key. We look how we breathe, what kind of senses, what senses bring us today, what are the thoughts in our head or somewhere else, what are our memories, wishes, fears, desires. Then when we are done with ourselves, we can do something about the people around us. Let's look at them with curiosity and without judgment. We may have people near to us in our room or at the workspace or in the train station. Just look at them, and then it's already bringing your awareness to here and now. Then we are expanding our attention a bit further. Look around yourself to the world. What do you see? Maybe 3, 5, 10, 20 things. If you're in the nature, it's not that difficult. If you are in the urban environment, you can always also find something to observe, to look around. One more exercise, which I very much like, is symmetry. What is that? What do you think? Look, this is what I have taken photo in the spring. It's just amazing on my view. It's so symmetrical. It's so beautiful shape. It's made by nature without any human intervention. You may find more examples of such, observing leaves or animals or any kind of natural objects. And this is so beautiful. And it's attracting your attention immediately. And then you are absolutely here and now. You cannot be elsewhere when you're looking at that because it's so beautiful and so right in the shape, and it's just truly amazing. Hurry up slow, take time to reflect. Look at that reflection, how the mountains are reflected in the lake. It's just so perfect and so beautiful. Incorporate that stillness and silence in your life. Allow you just be, maybe 2 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, as much as you can allow yourself. We are going from simple to more difficult. The next, what we need to incorporate, do not believe everything you think. We remember our mind is all the time somewhere. It cannot have nothing to do. It's always thinking or projecting or having any prognosis or having any thoughts about the past or memories. But don't believe everything you think. And then you observe that as if from the distance. Remain open and try new things. We've spoken that we may have some hobbies or some interest from our past, but possibly we have something which we have not yet discovered. Let's just try. And let fun, adventure, magic, and joy into your daily life. As long as I'm coming from the corporate world, we all know, this plan, do, check, act cycle from Peter Drucker, but we used to apply that for our work projects. However, they are similarly applying to our personal path. Plan. Design what you feel like doing, what brings you joy, what you are liking to do. Just do it and do it regularly. Then check or monitor, how does it feel? Does it bring you something? Do you like to do something more or different? And adjust and just do it, because nobody can do it for you. Let's summarize. Remember that energy follows the attention. If it's in with us, we're happy and healthy. If energy is elsewhere, we are feeling stress or tired or not good. Listen to your body. It's very intelligent. It's knocking in the beginning, very, very fine and quiet, but sometimes it's really shouting. Just not bring to that stage, please. Pay attention to yourself. Apply golden yogi triangle. What is that? Make yourself comfortable. The second, relax the parts of the body and the muscles which you don't use at the moment. Possibly it's eyebrows, possibly it's your shoulders, possibly it's your back. Just let it relax when you don't use it. And the third, breathe calmly, deeply, and slowly. Practice presence. We have seen a couple of things: to be thankful, to observe yourself, to observe others, to observe nature without judgment, with curiosity, but paying attention to the beauty of life, to the symmetry, to the nature, to your kids, to your pets. Make space and practice stillness. We remember that mind always has something to do unless we observe that and bring that to the quieter state. PDCA, Plan Do Check Act, we implement that not only for the work projects, but also for our own well-being. Do regularly what brings you joy, not just once, but really regularly, to make it your routine, to make it your pleasant routine. Keep calm, stay cool, healthy, and happy. Yeah, this wonderful message from Deepak Chopra. This is another prominent spiritual teacher of our times, who says that life gives us plenty of time to do whatever we want to do, provided we stay in the present moment. Thank you very much. This is what I prepared for you today. Any of these points can deserve much more time, and it can be a separate workshop about the breathing, about the tapping, about the stillness exercises. But this is really very, very first introduction, and I'm happy to reconnect with you if someone is interested to learn a bit more about that. If you have any questions, I'm here. Thank you very much.
Oh, Svetlana, that was so wonderful. One of the things that I loved is you gave us tools. I've never done this one before, palming, which I really enjoyed. I also just wanted to point out we had a good comment / question in the chat. And Svetlana, I wonder how you would address this. I have a situation where I'm near someone who drains me, and as they live in the same house as me, it makes it so confusing to figure out my own energy some days. How would you respond to that, Svetlana?
Yeah, this is not that easy, of course, if we're having something in our house or next to us necessarily. The only way I would say this is really detaching from that. It can sound a bit difficult from the first moment when you hear that, what to do, what I mean by detach, but this is really you not paying much attention to that, because as soon as you are in this story, you are already, your attention, we remember, and your energy is already there. It means that you are paying too much attention to that. This would be my reflection, because if it's drowning you, it meaning that your energy is going from yourself to somewhere else, and it means that your attention come from yourself to somewhere else. What to do? Please return to yourself, connect with your breathing, connect with your body. And further, we can discuss maybe privately if it's something to do with the particular relations or any kind of situation. But I would say return to yourself.
I think it's a beautiful way to, and again, maybe even if you need just a break from that energy, maybe use one of the tools that Svetlana demonstrated earlier, especially I'm a fan of the palming, as you could tell already. Who else has questions for Svetlana? Do you bring so much?
I may not see all the chat. I'm trying to scroll through the
so,
chat,
Svetlana,
but if you can articulate your questions, please go.
I will say that you bring so much wisdom, Svetlana, and it's just so wonderful to have you as part of the group, the smaller group that we are in, and also this larger group that Nandar has created. I'm sorry, did I cut someone off with someone?
On my side, absolutely. I truly enjoy the group, our teachings with Nanda, our sessions. Now it's become more regular. Our Thursdays, it's really amazing opportunity and have such interaction and exchange.
I just want to say this was very interesting, and I did not know that that practice was called palming. I actually came across that about 2 months ago, and the person was saying, you know, before you get out of bed in the morning, you know, do that first thing, take that first few minutes, and it actually helps to kind of awaken you as well.
Yeah.
So
thank you
that
so
was
much.
very interesting.
Yeah. And it's also helping you to calm down in the evening, because you were so much in the screen, in any kind of gadgets, TV, and this is all blinking and bringing some extra unnecessary light in your eyes, and then you need to calm down your eyes. It's like even physical. So it's very helpful also in the evening. Thank you so much. Yeah, palming is fantastic.
Anyone have anything else? Jan, anything to add?
Just to say, I think it's also so helpful to think about all the tools that, you know, even whether it's noticing, you know, the symmetry in nature, these little things that we can start to help bring ourselves back to presence and deliver. Like Svetlana, you so beautifully offered us like this tool belt of options. And I love what you said too, of try it. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, try something else. And I think all of this is such a practice of figuring out what works, and what works today might not work tomorrow, and just continuing to learn and practice and see how we can help ourselves in that way. So I appreciate everything you shared.
Thank you so much. And William, amazing moderation and additions, because this is really, it is. We are changing every day. We're different. Maybe we like running yesterday, or tomorrow we will just like sitting and breathing for half an hour, and that would be perfectly fine. So we really need to listen to ourselves. Maybe I like also to, Heather is writing, I don't talk to them anymore, but it's working for getting out, but it feels like taking longer than I'd like. Well, absolutely appreciate. And maybe once more to recap that it's not necessarily about talking. It can be your thinking, and your thinking is already taking your energy out of yourself to this person, to this situation, to the story, and you're already in that story. I can only repeat myself, come back to yourself. This is where your attention belongs to.
We've all had such, well, I was just going to say, we've all had situations like that. Detachment is the key.
Sure.
My friend Sue, who's on this call, and I spoke about this a lot. I had a family situation where I had to detach, and it takes time. It's like it's a daily practice, right? Sue, and you know what I'm talking about. Anything to add, Sue? We would love to get your voice on this call.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I really wanted to say what came to me in the complete like summation of everything you said today is that you control what you can control, right? Like those around us, the work around us, the stress around us. It's always going to be there. There's always going to be something in the way.
It belongs to that present moment. Absolutely. We are not living in vacuum. It belongs to that. And we need to live with that. Indeed.
Yeah, every single tool you gave speaks to that, our way of controlling it and realizing that we can affect change actually in others around us by using those tools. So thank you, Svetlana. It was wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And Ray, you're totally right. It's like a muscle, right? And that's what I mean. It's just like every day, and the muscle grows, and it becomes easier, and it becomes second nature. And it's a good analysis.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think
To
something
lift the weight, you need to practice, or to run, you need to practice. You cannot go marathon from tomorrow, right? You need to practice, and then also to work to connect to yourself. You need to practice. Absolutely, William. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something too to like the timing of it all, right? It may not be our timing. So what is the timing, and what are we supposed to learn? Like if the timing is all playing out exactly as it's supposed to, right? And we'll obviously hindsight, we'll understand it better when we're on the other side, but maybe there's something as we're sitting in it and it's not going the way we want it to or plan. Like, again, it's, going back to what Svetlana was saying of observing versus judging. And, what can I do in this moment? What are the lessons here? Why might this not be playing out the way I had it in my head? And, shifting that perspective. Yeah, Indeed. Of course. So there's still a lot of pain to heal too, 1,000%. And this whole process, the detachment and, all of these pieces coming back to ourselves is part of that healing. And it's hard in the moment. Like it can feel like we're not, it can feel like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And then suddenly, not so suddenly, you're like, oh, right. You sort of see it from the other side. So keep going, right? Svetlana, what would you say as far as, continuing this process?
Plan, do, check, act. So, in the corporate world, people know that abbreviation, but they may not apply it to like private things or to spiritual things. However, it's how it is. Absolutely, yeah.
In the interest of keeping things on track and respecting everyone's time, I think we want to wrap up. I want to point out 2 upcoming events. I just went to the to Nandar's community. The next one I see on the calendar, Wednesday, July 6th. That would be next Wednesday. It looks like at 6 a.m. New York time. That is going to be a community group meditation. And then on Thursday, the 14th of July, our friend Sue is going to be presenting and leading this, in this format, how meditation and the universal laws changed my life. So we very much look forward to that. That's again, Thursday, the 14th. And if you have any questions about any of these things and you're not in Nandar's community, you can you can reach out to Nandar. I think maybe if you're on this call, you are in that, but I'm not sure about that. But I just wanted to point out those 2 upcoming events. Nandar, I think that you will agree that that you losing your voice today made 2 of your students step up at the last minute and help facilitate. And I know you're proud of us, and we're just grateful for you. And we're glad that you're here. And Svetlana, grateful for you presenting today, and grateful that everyone took time to. And we hope to see each of you again very, very, very soon.
Maybe Sue can talk a little bit about her event.
Yeah, pitch your event, Sue. Get everyone excited about it.
Okay, so just the summary is really that you start this process and you think, okay, I'm going to trust. It feels right, but I have no idea where this is going. And if it can change my life, if it can address the things that I need to improve, because I've tried so many things, or sometimes we feel good, sometimes we feel lost, but trusting the process, going through with Nandar, knowing that she really understood what she was talking about, being able to incorporate some of the things that I've learned along the way and have it all make sense, just like staying on the path is what I'm going to talk about. What some of my experiences were, what my motivations were, the things I learned along the way about silence and detachment and judgment, all those things. I'm just going to kind of feed them in. But really what motivated me was my wanting to improve, and watching how that affects those around me, and how not just what I do, it helps me, but that how it can help others.
We look forward to that. Nandar, any parting words? Are we good? All right.
Thank you very much all. for taking this over.
Feel better.
Take care of yourself, Nandar.
Feel
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Keep well, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.